Hello, my lads, what is up? So, I'm kind of retarded and I almost ended up losing this save file, but somehow I did manage to recover it, so yeah, let's just get right into it. And it also just had to happen just about just as I was in the process of actually becoming an actual country from a little city state and actually being able to play the game. Anyways, in the previous episode, we basically just became Galicia Lodomeria, and it definitely 100% happened organically. I didn't have to cheat or anything, by the way. And yeah, I believe that the second we formed, I simply saved. So yeah, let's see what we will be able to do with the current situation at hand. But yeah, from the looks of it, I believe that right now my only possible target is Russia. I don't believe that we will be able to touch Germany in any way. Not that I would necessarily want to anyways, since their lands don't even have that much Polish people. A more obvious priority would be the actual land surrounding Warsaw, which currently belong to Russia. And yeah, for a country of 1.5 million pops, my military is absurdly low. So yeah, I will probably begin by encouraging some soldiers. Also, I just remembered that we are 40% Ukrainian. That's interesting, probably because of this region right here. Yeah, it's basically 66% Ukrainian for some reason. Which slightly worries me, the possibility of a Ukrainian movement causing a crisis or anything. I will have to watch over this thing. With my newly acquired lands, I can finally increase my spendings a little bit thanks to my increased tax revenue. So yeah, I can have my army funding at full. Eventually, I might have to reduce tariffs a little bit though, since I will most likely have to industrialize. And I remember that there were some weird things about the economy on the previous episodes, so I will have to go on the trade tab and check things out on my own for a few minutes to figure out how the world economy is currently doing, since I remember that from the previous episode my coal miners somehow had a problem selling their coal, and glass was also not profitable somehow. But yeah, actually, before encouraging any soldiers, I will probably just keep encouraging intellectuals until they are at 2% at the very least, since getting all this extra territory has fucked up my literacy. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering about how I will ever be able to beat Russia. I wonder, right now I am at their sphere of influence, but I am also at friendly terms with the Germans, so I think that the play here is to max out my relationship with Germany, and hopefully they will get me away from the Russian sphere. Alright, so interestingly, my fertilizer factory is doing good, it is selling everything, while my steel and glass factories are doing shit. And interestingly, in East Galicia, I also have a textile mill that is doing good, probably because of the access of resources I have from the Russian Empire. But yeah, since I produce basically grain and coal, and since glass is obviously in surplus right now, I believe that the most obvious play right now is to build liquor factories in both of my states. Yeah, plus liquor right now is in pretty high demand actually. Demand is 60% higher than supply. So yeah, that should probably be the best possible industry right now. Oh, excuse me, not liquor, beverages, my bad. Sorry, Grandi. And I got a bunch of libcux to rise up. I will make short work of them. I love how Polish gameplay is basically betraying everyone around you. You know, you begin with good relations with Austria, so you ally with Russia in order to betray Austria and get territory from them. Then you ally the Germans in order to betray Russia and take territory from them. And then finally you ally with either Russia or Austria to betray Germany and take territory from them. Very based gameplay. So I can pass a bunch of political reforms since we got a lot of liberals in the upper house. So I will do this epic thing where I pause, I suppress both any movements that I basically have that are on 0 cost, and then I pass whatever reform I want, since it will not actually give any of those movements any extra radicalism. In this case I will pass for all allowed rights so that I can increase my assimilation rate. Maybe it will help me assimilate some Ukrainians that are not located on Ukrainian cores. Okay, so it looks like the Germans really are interested in getting me into their sphere, so yeah, that will probably be the play here. Oh, what is this? Ah, yes, my alliance with Russia has broken somehow. I am not sure how, but that's for the best actually. In fact, let me damage my relations with them so that Germany will have an easier time getting me into their sphere. And with all those extra pops that I got, I can now mobilize 6 pops. That's pretty great. I will probably have fully artillery based armies so that I can maximize my military output. Since, you know, all conscripts are infantry basically, so they will serve as the front line. Looks like we got a pretty big minimum wage movement right here. I don't mind because I do want to be able to pass social reforms. So yeah, that's good for a change to see people petition for social reforms rather than political ones. Probably the fact that I have maxed out trade unions helps a little. Oh, and I got this event about the integration of Galicia Lodomeria actually. So what the fuck is this event about then? Only I have cores there. Do I even have any reason to pick this? I suppose that it will still give me increased assimilation rate for a lot of years. It will give me plus 10% assimilation rate until this event expires, not indefinitely. But it will also give me infamy. I'm not worried about the infamy, it's just what I am worried about is that this event is known to remove cores. So I'm afraid that the game might do something stupid and remove Polish cores or something. But yeah, it's probably normal, I will just pick it and try to integrate them. I got a new processor and now the days are going by faster. That's pretty cool. Before it used to be much slower than this. Oh, and it looks like I got a liberal government since I can no longer control my industry. What the fuck is this? Why did the bottling works close immediately in East Galicia? Like on the same day? What the fuck? And since I am lazy fair, I cannot reopen them manually. This one didn't close. and it's not like it is failing to sell, so what the fuck happened there? Fucking hell. That's why I hate laissez-faire. But at least it does give me a plus 10% output on all factory production. But still, it's annoying. Alright, and I like what I see. I like what I see. Looks like the Germans got at war with Russia. And what was this about? The Franco-Prussian War. So yeah, I do want Germany to win this, obviously, and it looks like they will win it. Let me check out for sure. Yeah, they do have the numbers. And I kinda hope that this will throw Russia into a rebellion spiral so that I can take my course back, obviously. You know, if Russia goes into a sufficiently horrible enough rebellion spiral, I might even be able to take my lands back on my own. I might not even need the help of the Germans. But yeah, all the Germans need to do now is to fuck up Russia as much as possible. And in preparation for that, I am kind of focusing in military technology right now. Oh, that sucks. I mean, not really. Germany formed nice and grob like that, but the war ended relatively fastly, and the Germans didn't really have an opportunity to destabilize the Russians too much. So I am the 9th power on the rankings right now, presumably because Germany annexed Bavaria and Baden. Baden. I wonder how you spell it. So my relationship with Germany is right now maxed, and it looks like I am about to get in their sphere. They removed the Russians, but I really hope the Russians don't get me again first, because the Germans are discredited. And yeah, now I just wait for the Germans to get me into their sphere, and then I see if they will accept an alliance with me. Alright, and it finally looks like there is enough support for social reforms. So do I give them minimum wage, or do I just suppress them and go for healthcare? I think that suppressing them is the play here, because if I don't suppress the minimum wage movement, then they will immediately go for 100 radicalism, and then I will have 300,000 commies to worry about with their uprising, which it will probably be 20% of my population, I think. So yeah, I'm paused, so I just suppress all of them, took half of my suppression points, and I go for healthcare. Oh, and coincidentally, I finally got my second focus point. I didn't have I didn't get it immediately because I had a lot of Ukrainians in my land. So yeah, I will just focus on intellectuals again until we reach 2%. Then I will probably either go for soldiers or for factory workers. And look, that's what pisses me off about this fucking laissez-faire system. Look how profitable the liquor factory is. It is the most profitable shit ever. And this one is closed. And the capitalists want to reopen it because they are fucking retards. I mean, conceptually, by itself, the idea isn't wrong, but the execution is horrible because the capitalists don't have a good enough AI. So instead of going for another bottle works here, go for the Reopen It project, which they already know that it works, since it is currently my most profitable factory. And even if we didn't have this example to work with, we could still predict it because of how high in demand beverages is. Instead, in East Galicia, they want to go for fucking wine, which is horrible because it is not even in high demand. So yeah, I will have to think something about it. Maybe instead of encouraging intellectuals, I could go for encouraging conservatives or some shit like this. Yeah, the only acceptable options right now are either socialists, reactionaries, or conservatives. And the socialists are easily the worst ones because they support anti-military, which unfortunately fucks up my ability to manufacture casus belli, which is especially bad in this case because these lands aren't actually my cores. I actually need to justify casus belli, and it also reduces my maximum military spending, which I just fucking noticed that it is already reduced due the fucking liberals that I got. Oh my fucking god, I will have so many things to work with right now. So, since the majority of my population already support conservative, I will go for conservative. There we go. And hopefully they will be fast enough before I get ruined by their shit policies. Laissez-faire is sort of acceptable if you had an opportunity to first set up your industry, but anti-military is so fucking cringe. I can't stand it ever. The Russians are still allied with France, so yeah, I will definitely need Germany if I ever have any chance of getting my lands back. And yeah, looks like my political encouragement thingy is pretty efficient, and in a couple years I believe that I will be able to go for a win at the elections. And looks like I can pass another social reform right now, and this time I don't actually have the suppression points to do what I did previously, but this time the most dominant movement is the common school movement, which I'm pretty happy with actually, and yeah, I will go for this one. Healthcare and school system are basically the two greatest social reforms in the game. And yeah, I will play around it. I will not go for healthcare again and risk pissing these guys off. I swear to God, a lot of the time, a lot of those people who complain about the political system in Victoria too and how they are perpetually getting rebels don't really understand how the political system works, and they pass reforms recklessly. They don't pass reforms based on the movements that they got, which basically ramps up their radicalism, and as a result they become from movements to rebels. That's what causes it, and those people don't really understand how it works, and they think that the game is broken or something. I'm not gonna lie, it's not a very good system, but once you understand it, you can at least not be on a perpetual rebellion spiral. Alright, so right now I don't really need any economic tax right now because my economy is already doing good, and once I get the conservatives it will do even better since I will be able to expand my liquor factories. So yeah, I think that I will keep going for military tech. It's a bit annoying that I got this intelligentsia tech group which gives me more expensive military techs, but you know, I just have to eat it up. What do I go for though? Do I go for machine guns or do I go for... I think I go for this one actually. Because against a massive country as Russia, the play is always to defend on good terrain, and this will help me achieve that. Okay, and now that my intellectuals are at 2%, I will go for soldiers for the time being. Oh, actually, I should go for bureaucrats since my administration is not at 100% yet. The fucking Germans still haven't gotten me into their sphere. They are too busy discrediting Austria-Hungary. Which it's pretty impressive that Austria-Hungary even has a stake on me, considering that my relationship with them is minus 160. That's impressive. Dedication from the AI. Alrighty, and I'm pretty sure that the Conservatives are going to win this one finally. And what is this? I think I go for the reactionary encouraging one, since socialists unfortunately have this CAC anti-military stance, at least for Poland. So yeah. Alright, and now that I got the conservatives back, I just go for Lake War, upgraded, and yeah. Oh, and what's this? Germany will accept an alliance with me? Did they get me in their sphere? Yes, they finally did. Oh, I should have figured it out from the budget actually. Yeah, it looks like getting into their sphere has killed my tariff income, which isn't that bad actually. I should eventually reduce my tariffs in order to, have a... Oh, it wasn't just about the tariffs, it was actually about the liberals reducing my maximum taxation. Alright, I think that 25% should be good enough. Yeah. And reduce tariffs a little bit further down to 10% in order to give some breathing room to my industry. But yeah, now that I got an alliance with Germany, their truce with Russia expires in 2 years exactly, basically. So yeah, let's see if we will be able to end this episode with an acquisition against Russia. The only thing I'm afraid of is, one, the Germans not actually accepting my call to go to war against Russia, and secondly, if they fucking try to chip away a Polish state from the Russians. The ideal is for them to continue expanding on the Baltics and for me to get this territory for myself, but we will see. Alright, I got some extra Ukrainian soldier pops, so yeah, an opportunity to build some infantry as well, even though my main army will be artillery based. Alright, so we are now about 1 year and 2 months away from the truce expiration of Germany, so I think that I will go and begin justifying the war goal from now, since acquiring a state will take over 300 days. And I checked the decision requirements to form Poland, and basically I need to own Warsaw directly, at least that's what the requirements say. So yeah, even though it might look stupid, I will go for the province of Masovia, which is not actually, has no actual land connection with my own land, but I will have to do it because becoming Poland will then actually give me normal course to the rest of my territory. And the reason why I do this is because of the possibility that I might not be able to take multiple war goals out of them, and that this might continue in other wars. And I suppose it won't be that bad because I do have the Germans to provide me with military access, so I actually will be able to have some sort of connection between these two territories. Whoa, that's a fat seal. Nice, I like it. Alright, and I finally got my casus belli. It only costed 7 infamy. The question is, will the Germans accept? I should basically try to time it so that I declare the war immediately after the truce ends, in case the Germans end up declaring war on their own for whatever reason. Also, both Russia and France are at war with an African minor, probably a French colonial conflict, which is a good thing because the German AI might be more likely to decide to help me if they feel that these countries are already occupied somewhere else. So yeah, just crossing fingers right now. Let's pre-mobilize, just in case. Whoa, did Russia really mobilize just for their war with Wolof? For real? Why France mobilized too? It's just this count. Wait, no. Yeah, it's just this tiny country right here. They don't even have a standing army, or they had one and it got defeated. They don't even have 100,000 pops. So stupid. And they will not accept. Ugh, fuck. I guess the casus belli, the claim I mean, will still persist for a year. So maybe just wait and hope that either something will change or the Germans might declare a war on their own and they might call me and I might be able to push the war goal this way. Let's see. But for the time being, let's demobilize because Grande mode has some artificial penalty for mobilizing at peacetime. And my liquor factory here is doing fine, so let's expand it even more. Eventually, I will probably start encouraging factory workers in order to become industrialized. I swear to God, I'm pretty sure that a few years ago I was 52% Polish and now I am 51.8% Polish despite my assimilation bonuses. It's the fucking assimilation bug chipping away at my pops. Probably, yeah. For example, here on the province of Stry and Stanislav, actually only on the province of Stanislav, basically all Poles become Jews. And in Galicia, Lodomeria, that's true. Actually, it's not true. Because I also got a pop here. So yeah, is that why? I am not sure. Because there is no other reasonable justification for such a thing, right? I mean, I don't get a lot of external migration. I get a little bit from here, but presumably unaccepted pops tend to migrate away faster than accepted pops, right? And I looked it up a little bit on the pop tab, and actually I was wrong. It does appear that Poles are externally migrating away from... Oh, what the fuck is this about? How did this happen? What? A lot of my pops are sitting on 10 militancy somehow, even though... How the fuck did this happen? They are getting most of their life needs. I suppose it happens because... yeah, this is the pop I was talking about. Probably because they are fucking liberals. Good riddance in that case. But it is frustrating to see my pop pie chart become increasingly less and less Polish. So yeah, now I guess not having much else to do, I will just sit it out and see if I will be able to use this casus belli at all within this and the next year, and if I'm not able to, I will probably end this episode here for the time being. Only case I believe is if Russia actually gets into a more massive war, like with China or something. Alright, that's very interesting. Just as I was about to get disappointed. Oh, this must be the Crimean War then. So suddenly, not only did the Russo-France alliance break up, but the Russians are also at war with the Ottomans. That's presumably the Crimean War event, right? Yeah. So surely now the Germans will accept, right? What? What the fuck is going on right now? Why would they not accept? Because of their alliance with the Dutch? They are not. They are a secondary power, they are not a great power. What the fuck? Perhaps they don't take the Ottomans seriously enough, but still, the Russian-France alliance collapsed. That's so disappointing, actually. Don't even tell me to actually try this on my own. There's not even a remote chance of such a thing happening before at least I get gas attack. Maybe even increase my population a bit so that I can mobilize more pops. But yeah, that's so disappointing. Still got a few more months though. Maybe the Germans will change their mind. Oh, you know what would be really great? You know, in the Crimean War, sometimes either the UK or France intervenes in favor of the Ottoman Empire. So surely, if either of them joins in, Germany will finally decide to help me, right? Yeah, that's the play here. Do you lads remember back then, before the 3.04 patch? I think it was the Wiz patch. When this was actually they are very likely to accept or they are unlikely to accept. You know, it did on the one hand result in, kind of like save scamming and inconsistency, but it did have a charm actually. And in situations like this, you had more information to work with. Plus, it made the game a little bit more chaotic and interesting. At least it made it more interesting for smaller countries. And yeah, looks like we got some Polish pan-nationalists. I am not sure why I would get pan-nationalists. I mean, they already got a Polish state. Oh, maybe because I am Galicia Lodomeria. They just want to unite under the Polish flag, maybe. Kinda like how sometimes countries like Hanover get German pan-nationalists. The English are not joining in, and I am getting worried. Come on. Come on. Come on. There is European blood waiting to be spilled. Come on. What are you waiting for? Come on, England. You got an opportunity to kill whites. Come on. Do what must be done. And the casus belli fucking expired. Not that anyone joined. How crazy is this? France and England almost always join. What happened this time? Oh my god. Like, how desperate would it be if I justified another casus belli in the vain hope that the Ottomans will hold out long enough for either France or England to get involved. You know what, I might as well. However, I will go for something that can be fabricated quickly, because I don't really expect the Ottomans to last out for a year. Okay, and that is an interesting development. Looks like the Turks got into the sphere of influence of the Austrians. So does this mean that there is a chance, of maybe Austria actually intervening in the Crimean War? Maybe, since the Russians have actually added war goals, maybe. It's a possibility. Though the Ottomans have gotten thoroughly fucked up, so I don't expect them to last much longer. Yeah, and the war ended. They got cars. Yeah, that was disappointing, to say the least. Ugh. So wait, now the Germans will accept? Okay, I'm really confused right now. Now they will accept now that the war is over? I don't think it's because the casus belli is different, because this window right here, the call allies button, exists independently of what casus belli you choose, right? So what the fuck do I do now? Do I go for the release puppet war goal and pray that I will be able to get enough? You know what? I think that I will save right here. And I will unironically save scum if it doesn't go my way. So here's the play. I go for this war goal, and then I pray that I will be able to get build up war score in order to make my own demand. If I am not able to make a demand, and if all of my war score somehow goes to the Germans, then I will reload, and this time I will simply try to, justify yet another war goal, and pray that 300 days later, that after the war goal is justified, that the Germans will still be able to be willing to help me by then. So yeah, let's go for it. Presumably, a lot of the Russian forces are still in the Ottoman Empire right now, so maybe I will be safe to get some free war score, I hope. And my only option is to release Finland, so yeah, let's go for it. Also gives me 10 prestige. So here's the plan. Since there aren't actually any local Russian armies, almost all of them must be right here somewhere right now. When did the... Oh, on 2 of August the Russians demobilized, so that must be when the war ended. So here we are 20 days after the end of the war. So yeah, they almost certainly didn't have time to pull out of the Ottoman Empire yet. Because yeah, just going from here to Tarnopol takes like 10 days. They couldn't possibly have enough time to be here. But yeah, here's the play. I divide my army into a lot of tiny stacks and I get them into Polish territory first, so that when the German reinforcements come, then the occupation will be handled by me, and thus it will give me free war score. At least that's how I envision it. And oh my fucking god, that's bad. Apparently, because they are armies, you see, that's the bad thing about this game. You always get a lot of shit in unpredictable ways. Because their armies were here, either they got the exile status or Austria-Hungary gave them military access, so now they will attack me here from the south. So yeah, I will just pray that Germany won't be useless. So really, it's just going to be this army and this army to help me. They are giving a little bit too much attention to the Dutch, I think. But yeah, this strategy already became kind of worthless. I will just send everyone to Warsaw. Yeah, I don't even got this army actually. They are marching all the way to the Dutch. They seriously don't need such a serious investment against Netherlands alone. Russia is obviously the giant we need to worry about. I just hope they beat them fast enough so they can then help me. Alright, good news is that we can actually add war goals. So let's go for Masovia. Where is Masovia? Where the fuck is Masovia? There we go. Bad news is that it costs 11 infamy. Oh my fucking god, I even get Serbians. Holy shit. Fucking Austria-Hungary gave them access. It's alright, extra war score I guess. I will build up my war score on the body pile of 14,000 dead Serbians. Ugh. That's what they get for challenging the might of Germania. Oh wait, I'm playing with the Poles. Let's see. Yeah, looks like an easy victory. Right? Yeah. So, oh my fucking god. They have sent so much. Oh. And they will even get to this forest before I can fucking use it as a choke point. That sucks. Alright, I beat the Serbians. So, I wanna check out something. I'm thinking that maybe if I get those 30,000 troops and those 30,000 troops and pretend to attack this province, this will scare away the Russians, they will retreat, and then I will be able to use this forest as a choke point. Let's try that out. So let's try it and... Come on, retreat. Yeah, they will not retreat. This will probably end up as a disaster, but let's try giving this battle actually. It kind of works actually. We obviously get casualties, but same goes for them. And it happens before any of these armies can reinforce them. They are too busy occupying to reinforce them. Again, I got those Serbian cocks pissing me off. Jesus fuck, where are... How many troops do they got here? 50,000, another 50,000? Holy fuck. They got over 150,000 troops here. And only 50,000 troops on the front with Russia. So stupid. So let me replace this general with another more defensive one. Not that I got someone better than this. Yeah, Kazimierz Wybicki, or however the fuck he's spelled. I really wish Grandy mode had this thing where the stats are visible. There he is. Oh, and I love how I don't have military access on Austria. So they can use it to safely retreat, but I can't do anything about it. Okay, so the Russians just attacked. Let me change this general, because if I send him, then he will take over and he has no fucking defense stat. Let me send someone with speed so that he will go as fast as possible. Okay, this mad lad has plus 55% speed, so let's go for him. Let's send him, he will be there in 4 days. Hopefully we don't collapse in 4 days. And let's go. We are already winning actually, it's just that the organization is a bit too low. Come on. I got a horrible fucking dice roll, come on. 9 and 2, 6 and 3, another bad dice roll. They are sending reinforcements, but not as bad as the previous one. I want the reinforcements to arrive before we win. This time we got a good... Holy fuck, look at these casualties. That's exactly why I wanted to attack this Oh god, another shit roll. That's why I wanted to attack this forest, even though it caused me casualties, because exactly for this reason I predicted that it would be something nice like this. So I somehow ended up losing the dug-in bonus. I'm not sure if it was before too much time passed or because I sent in reinforcements, but yeah, this time we got a good enough roll. Now we both got shit rolls. Come on, give me something good. If also these guys come, I'm not sure we will be able to win this. How many shit rolls in a row did I get this? What? Fuck you. Now they will be doing the meme where they keep sending me peace offers to max out my war exhaustion. Well, it works for me. I will be able to get a lot of social reforms. Now the Germans have sort of started to wake up. But yeah, I don't know, lads. I got too many shit rolls. Two days and the reinforcements arrive. Another shit roll. And they roll a 9, of course. And another shit roll. Ugh. At least we only lost 20,000 and they lost 60,000, but holy fuck. This combat system, man, it's insane. So now, since it doesn't look like the second army wants to stay here, I will just try to replenish my casualties and attack them before they can get this forest. It is pretty important strategically. Alright, so the Dutch accepted to surrender in exchange for dismantling their fortifications. So now that only leaves Russia, and hopefully now they will bring all these hundreds of thousands of troops back into the relevant front. Here I am helping the Germans a little bit. I mean, I guess I got to add my war goal, so no matter what happens, it's just up to the Germans to basically not fuck me over and actually push my war goal. So this force right here is replenishing both in terms of manpower and organization extremely slowly, so I don't expect to be able to take this. However, I am thinking about leaving a small force here on these hills to maybe bait them into attacking and then reinforcing it. But yeah, my war exhaustion is also almost maxed. It's at 76%. That sucks. I guess it will be worth it if I end up taking this state. I am afraid that the Germans will only release Finland or something. But yeah, if this goes our way, considering that I am already the 10th power in Europe, I think that this will elevate me immediately to great power status, right? That should be interesting. Of course, the Russians are being fucking annoying and trying to fuck me up with war exhaustion. I will simply ignore it and not answer it. Oh, and just as I was hoping, the Germans added a war goal to acquire Latvia. So yeah, it does look like they intend to expand on the Baltics. That's great. Nah, doesn't look like they are interested. They are just going to defend their homeland. There we go. Finally. Alright, that looks this fucking disgusting. And not just that, Finland also got liberated. Why the fuck does it say that they are under my sphere? That's weird. But yeah, isn't this glorious? So yeah, this automatically means that I can now become Poland. Yeah, that's based. And Germany also got Latvia, of course. And as Poland, I finally get to have course on my own fucking territory. I no longer have to fucking constantly justify war goals, which is great. So right now I basically have two more provinces, West Galicia and Brest, to take from the Russians, and once I take those, Germany is basically my last target. So I suppose I could get some more things out of the Russians, such as a Belarusian puppet, or maybe not even a puppet. Maybe I could just go for Grob Eastern Poland and leave the Germans be. Not like I got an option. I like how I say leave the Germans be. They are getting scary strong right now. If the time comes to that I will have to fight them, that will be a lot of quite the task to deal with, right? But yeah, now I am Poland. My country shade is now a little bit more on the pink side. It also has a little bit more white. The color is less saturated. I like it. We of course also got another focus point. In fact, we now got 4 possible focus points, which means that once analytic philosophy is researched, I should also go for state and government. Maybe I will even go for revolution and counter-revolution, so that I can get rhetoric of hate and maybe do some epic things here in Eastern Europe. But I am not sure yet. I will have to think about it. For the time being, the number one priority is to simply unify these territories. But yeah, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth isn't really an option as long as the Germans got Lithuania. So yeah, we will have to strategize around it. Anyways, lads, that should be it for this episode. Let's see around. The world hasn't changed much, has it? No, Chile is still grob. Argentina is nice and compact. Japan is now a great power. No, relatively normal stuff. The Brits got a Syrian colony. The Dutch are being epic here in Africa. Anyways, lads, that should be it for this episode. Thank you for watching, thank you very much. And don't worry, you won't have to wait another fucking month for the next episode. I am pretty hyped about this campaign actually. I am pretty motivated. I like it, I'm having fun. So yeah, next episode will be coming up soon and I hope that you will be looking forward to it. Goodbye lads, see you later.